On television, Ibadan, Amuluayemi, Adelakun. President Bola Tinubu has blamed the worsening insecurity in Mali, Burkina Faso, and the Niger Republic for escalating security challenges in Nigeria. Speaking while receiving the Oyo State Council of Obas and Chiefs at the presidential villa in Abuja, the president said the proposed state police system would include safeguards against abuse, with traditional rulers playing active roles in strengthening community security.
We have equally embarked upon what was missing. Several decades of fears and uncertainty about what to do about security at the local level will be corrected. There will be state police. And that state police, we have a guardrail from abuses, we protect it from abuses. And you traditional rulers too will have role to play more well, thank you for mentioning the question of the forest. Well, equally enhancing the capacity and capability of the forest guards. They are not just to chase antelopes and animals. We are going to have them chase the criminals and deal with them.
President Tinubu also reaffirmed his administration's refusal to negotiate with kidnappers or pay ransom. He urged Nigerians to remain vigilant and provide credible intelligence to security agencies to support efforts to tackle insecurity. The Nigerian Army has launched an investigation into the leak of a classified Department of State Services intelligence report warning of planned attacks by suspected Boko Haram insurgents and bandits in parts of Adamawa and Borno states. Military sources say the confidential memo sent by the DSS to alert troops of impending attacks was unlawfully circulated after it was received and registered by the 232 Battalion in Yola. The Army described the leak as an act of sabotage capable of undermining national security and vowed to identify and sanction those responsible. The leaked intelligence warned of coordinated attacks and abductions targeting government officials, traditional rulers, religious leaders and residents. It also urged the Army to work closely with forest guards and local hunters to strengthen security and prevent the anticipated attacks. The Olubad of Ibadan land, Oba Rashidi Ladoja, said the recent visit by traditional rulers from Oyo State to President Bola Tinubu was to express appreciation for the successful rescue of abducted students and teachers in Orire local government area. Speaking through his media aide, Chief Adeola Oloko, Oba Ladoja said the monarchs also commended the federal government's effort to improve key federal roads linking Ibadan and other parts of your state with neighboring states, including the Ibadan-Ijebu-Odi Road, the Ogbomoso-Ilorin Road, and the Badagry-Sokoto Highway passing through Ibarapa and Okiogun. The Olubada said the road project, when completed, will boost connectivity and unlock economic opportunities for many communities across the state. Oyo State government has constituted a judicial commission of inquiry to investigate the abduction of students and teachers from Asiele and Yawota communities in Orire local government area. The panel, to be inaugurated today in Ibadan, will examine the circumstances surrounding the May 15, 2026 incident and recommend measures to prevent a recurrence. Commissioner of Information Dr. Oyelade said the inquiry reflects the government's commitment to establishing the facts by the abduction and strengthening the state security framework. He said the panel, which will be inaugurated today in Ibadan, will review the incident and submit recommendations to improve the protection of lives and property. The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has condemned the abduction of students from Gateway ICT Polytechnic, Sapade, Ogun State, describing the incident as another sign of worsening insecurity around tertiary institutions. In a statement, NANS President Akintaye Babatunde called on the federal government, the Ogun State government and security agencies to ensure the immediate rescue of the abducted students. The association also expressed concern over the recent killing of a student during a robbery attack at DS Adigberu ICT Polytechnic, saying the incident have left students across the state living in fear. NANS urged security agencies to strengthen protection around campuses and called on government to invest in affordable on-campus accommodation to reduce students' exposure to security risks associated with private hostels. On the foreign scene, Ghana's government has approved a proposal to extend the presidential term from 4 to 5 years as part of a broader constitutional reform process, following a review of the 1992 constitution by a committee established by President John Dramani Mahama. The government also accepted a proposal to extend the tenure of parliament to March the new presidential term. It said the changes would give elected administrations more time to implement their policies and programs. Meanwhile, the proposed reforms must still pass through Parliament before being put to a national referendum in 2027. For the amendment to take effect, at least 40% of registered voters must participate, with 75% voting in favor of the proposal. Spain is deploying its military to restore order at its border with Morocco after thousands of migrants crossed into the Spanish enclave of Ceuta, triggering a major border crisis. Authorities say at least 9 people died during the crossings. Spain's government says the armed forces will support the civil guard in securing the border, while Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez is expected to visit Ceuta alongside the Interior Minister. Local officials describe the situation as chaotic, with the border overwhelmed by large numbers of migrants, including women and children. Spanish authorities say Morocco is cooperating to stem the crossings and facilitate the return of those who entered illegally. However, the reasons behind the sudden surge in arrivals remain unclear, while Moroccan officials have yet to issue a public statement on the incident. Hamas has agreed to a United States-backed plan for the complete disarmament of its fighters in Gaza, according to a senior Hamas official. An official statement is expected while U.S. President Donald Trump described the agreement as a critical step toward Gaza being governed by a new Palestinian administration. If the proposed deal gets implemented, it would mark the first time Hamas agreed to fully disarm, forming a part of the second phase of a U.S.-brokered ceasefire plan aimed at ending the conflict in Gaza. Israel, however, has not yet responded to the announcement. U.S. officials said President Trump expects Israel to withdraw under the agreement and would be disappointed if that does not happen. Talking sports, the Asian Football Confederation, AFC, has joined UEFA and CONCACAF in opposing FIFA's proposal to sell stakes in its competitions to private investors, saying the plan lacks the broad support needed to move forward. In a statement, the AFC warned that the proposal could undermine the unity and global character of the FIFA World Cup. It also criticized FIFA for failing to properly consult confederations, member associations and its own governing bodies before unveiling the initiative. The AFC has called on FIFA to review its governance and decision-making process, insisting that proposals with global implications should be developed through wider consultation, meaningful engagement, and appropriate oversight. You can visit our website on www.dominion.org.ng to watch us live and interact with us. You can also follow us across our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn at Dominion Broadcast and X at Dominioncast. And that ends the news update on Dominion Television. Ibadan, I'm Oluwayemi. Delacon saying thank you for watching and good afternoon.